And you'd like to know that. Basically, it's administration funds, sinking funds, that's where our money goes. We have to have a budget to set to make sure that we've got all the information in the budget to set our levies correctly. And budgets are normally just like your own household finances. Can anyone tell me what sort of information or budgets you have to set? Just like your household budgets. Any questions? Like example, your electricity, community power, insurance, that's all your budgets. So if you like to turn over to the page for administration, that's the statutory requirements. It has to contain your financial year end. It's necessary to cover all sorts of expenditure on the common property area and your assets, including your insurance. Also, the other thing is that you need a budget set to make sure that we incur annually all the most frequently expenditures, such as community power, insurance, and grounds and gardens. And we need then to, so when you set the budget, there's contributions and which is estimated on the expenditure for the year. The administration, as I said, is like a household budget. So if you'd like to turn over to the next page, it's a proposed annual budget. So at the top you have your actual income, which is determined by the actual expenditure that you need for your specific contracts. The first one of there is audit fees. A lot of complexes do audits, okay? So you would have to make an allowance for that in your annual budget per year. The next one, bank charges, cleaning of the common property area, make allowances for that. Community power, it's always a very, very big one, whether you had lifts. Community lighting in your garage area, you always need a lot for that, and it is getting dearer and dearer. Your fees and permits, that might mean if you've got backflow devices, the council need registration fees, or your lift fees through the safety department. Fees and permits could also be for solicitors, fire protection, which is a great one. You always need your fire equipment serviced on an annual basis. Imperative in that one. Income tax returns, of course. Everybody corporate has to do an income tax return. The insurance is a very big one, of course. Insurance valuations, they're done every 5 years. So you have to make an allowance for that in your budget on a 5-yearly basis. General repairs and maintenance, which is on your common areas. Your doors need repairing in your common area, or stairwells need repair, fencing, letterboxes, just general building repairs. Plumbing issues, gardens and grounds always is a big one. For general maintenance, for mowing, edging, gardening, all those. Electrical works, if you have any electrical common property lights go out, etc., you need repairs, you need to have an allowance for that per annum. Management fees, pest control is a very big one these days, especially if you need it for termite inspections. Fixed disbursements, residential manager, their contract amount per annum. Whether you have a pool, you need it's serviced on a weekly or fortnightly basis, so you need an annual amount for that, as well as the chemicals and workplace health and safety, which you need every year to make sure that your common property is safe. Anyone can think of anything else that you might need for your annual budgets?
Evacuations?
Yes.
Fire evacuation? Procedures?
That's normally in your fire protection, but definitely, yes. You need that allocated per annum in your budget. Yes. As well as the evacuation practices and reports and plans, you do need all your equipment service, which is essential. So at the bottom of the line you have a huge amount of deficit, in income expenditure. So you might say, okay, we need, for our budget this year, we need 69,000. So that means at the top we need the income of 60,000. So then the levies are set on the amount of actual budget that you do need to run your complex. And of course we need it to be adequate to make sure that we can pay the bills and people can live in there, or you can rent it out.
What was the fixed disbursements? What does that entail, please?
Disbursements are when your body corporate manager has to post out levy notices, yes, or letters that committees ask us to send out, just with paper and postage and envelopes and things like that, your disbursement areas. Also the annual general meeting documentation is a fixed disbursement as well. Any other questions on any sort of budgetary items that you might think that you need to include? Well, the next one is that's your administration fund. So that's on a yearly basis, of course, and your sinking fund. The statutory requirements for the sinking fund is to ensure that you have enough funds to meet your major expenditure. Replacement, your gutters, repainting. In a 10-year period, you have to, 10-year period, you have to make sure that you have enough money accumulated in your sinking fund to repaint, to replace your gutters, to replace your boundary fencing, as well as half share of the neighbours, of course. You might need to replace your pergola in your amenities area, and all sorts of major works. And that's just like your home, if you need to save up to repaint your own home, of course, it's the same sort of thing. So that's where your sinking fund comes in. And from that, when the committee agree on a sinking fund, the contributions come from that. So there's a typical, well, not everything's the same though, sinking fund. Income they're going to bring in $14,800 for the year, and they're anticipating $10,000 that they might spend on whatever it may be. The sinking fund forecast is always determined as a rule from the sinking fund budget is determined from the sinking fund forecast. And if you, there it is there. Sinking fund forecast is done by a quantity surveyor, and he projects what you will need in the next 5, 10, 12 years to do those major replacements. And then he says, okay, in the year 2023, you need to bring in $10,000 into the kitty. But we're only going to spend about $3,000 on maintenance. You might have said, okay, you need to do this and that, and your actual report will advise you. This one here, by the looks of it, needs, in the year 2026, we want to repaint. That's going to cost $72,000. So that means from now till then, we need to accumulate that amount of money in our fund so that we've got it. Because it's always easier to pay it per quarter amount or half yearly amount than okay, we need a $3,000 special levy, which is harder to find out in your hip pocket rather than quarterly payments. So the sinking fund is a great guide for all committees to be able to ensure that they've got enough money in their fund for the works that need to be done on a major basis. Any questions on the sinking fund forecast? It's done by a quantity surveyor, so they should have a rough idea, although it's not always easy to follow, or they might, things might happen that down here it might say, okay, in the year 2014 or 15, whatever, we need to replace a deck, but that deck deteriorates and we've got to bring it up forward. So, it's not always the same, but it sort of gives you a rough idea of what is needed to bring into the fund to make sure that you have got those amount to pay for major replacements. The budgets are prepared by the body corporate manager as part of our agreement. We do prepare a draft budget at the end of each financial year. That then goes to the committee. They dissect it, increase it, whatever they may do, because they know what they want to do before we do. They'll come to an agreement, set a budget. That actual budget then goes to all the elements to be approved at the individual meeting. So, as I said, we prepare the draft, then it goes to the committee. And the last step in the process is to be able to consider it and approve it at the budget at the AGM, of course. Okay. The next one is you have your budgets, your incomes, this understanding your financials. I'm sure it's once again just like your own household finances. We have balance sheets, the balances of the administration fund, which is your assets, cash at bank, term deposits, that's deposits, sorry. Your liabilities being your outstanding creditors and anything else. Your income and expenditure is the bottom line of your levies, etc. The next slide, please. Yeah, well, there's a typical balance sheet. So you have your income, your owners, proprietors, funds at the very top. You've got a balance, unfortunately there is a deficit, but we'll pick that up the next year, of course, and your sinking funds got 66,000. So overall, we've got 65,000 in the bank. That's made up of your assets, being cash at bank, term deposits, and your liabilities, any outstanding creditors, or accruals, or any levies in advance. So it's quite a healthy budget. The financials also are set on, next slide would be your budget, your actuals. A lot of committees don't always get it right, you know, they don't have a crystal ball, they sometimes make unforeseen mistakes or whatever, they haven't got a crystal ball, so therefore they don't know that expenditure's going to be higher. This particular one, they allowed 250, but they spent 688. A lot of the times it's good to always have a surplus in your admin for unforeseen things. But your balance sheets and your financials will show your budgets as opposed to your actuals from one year to another. It gives you comparisons as well. There's your actual for 2014, and there's your actual and your budget up to 2014. So the actual income wasn't too bad. They said they won 71,300. They brought in 71,390. So they had to pay some overdue interest, which is they didn't pay their levies on time. They got charged 2.5% per month. And then your expenditure was 70,000. So at the end of their financial year, the actual surplus they had was $700, which is very good. However, they did have a surplus brought forward from the last year. Ended up with a deficit, I should say, from the last year, and we ended up with another deficit. But we can take that up next year. We don't always get it right, and the committees don't. But basically, there's your budgets to your actual, which gives you an idea. And your expenses, this little one here was 3,500. They went over a little bit. It's all about juggling it. Any questions on the, yeah, that's the alternative one, the sinking fund. You have your income at the top, and we said we wanted to bring in 14.8. They brought in 14.8, plus they had the term deposit, so they brought in the interest, which is good. $1,200 excess, which is great. They had some major fire equipment. Income tax, of course, you pay income tax on the interest earned, and they ended up with a pretty good balance by the end of the year. They anticipated spending 10, but they didn't at that point in time. Any questions on the actuals, the budgets, or anything I can help you with on the actual budget itself?
Just to do with the electricity, a lot of electricity companies say you need to renegotiate their contracts with them on an annual basis. Is that something that the body corporate capital is doing for us?
The committee requests us to do that, of course.
So we have to request you to do it?
Yes.
Yeah.
With the admin office, whatever part of budgeting, say to maintain the tennis court or whatever, and you budget for 1,000, best quote you gets 1,800, which you do it anyway. Are you somehow doing the dodgy thing by spending the extra 800 because the owner's voted from that budget has been $1,000? Is there any tipping point where you can't go past?
Not really.
10% higher, 20% higher?
Well, if it's agreed to do that, you've got to remember that these budgets are set 12 months in advance. So yes, it'd be nice if we could say, okay, at the beginning of the 12th month we budgeted for the $1,000 for the tennis repairs, but we might not do it for 7 months down the track. And of course, it could be, dearer the quote could be dearer, etc. This is why it's very good to have a surplus in your administration fund or your second fund for unknown things or for something that has been budgeted less for and it's been more because of the time change. And quotes go up, etc. So that's why a lot of them. Can you go back to the other one? And it's good to have a bit of a surplus at the end of each year for things like that. Yeah. But it's very, very difficult to actually, when you project something, you don't have a crystal ball, which we'd like to, but we don't. And of course, the committees do their best, don't they, to try and set a reasonable budget. Because at the end of the day, that also then is your equates to your levies, whatever the amount of the income, the expended that you need that to be raised in the amount of levies. So you've got to be kind to everyone as well as reasonable. The last one that I've got there is understanding your levies. Just an example of a levy payments sheet, slip there, payment options, and of course there's an awful lot on how you can actually pay your levies by debt through the post office, phone, credit card, all sorts of ways that you can pay, which comes from your budget if you have to. Any questions there?